I guess I'm going to go ahead and get going and tell you a little bit about myself and my company and my partner. I am Lisa Gavin, my husband and business partner for the last 20 years. Vince Gavin have a fantastic company called Next Level Coaching, and Next Level Coaching has really been, I would like to say, innovative in terms of the understanding of what people need. Right now, we're facing a time where people are individually struggling to get the right answers. We're in a social media age, and the social media age gives you so much information and sometimes too much information. And so, what it means is that we don't always know what are the reliable sources to get good information when it comes to our financial lives. I am a strong proponent of what I call financial life coaching. And so we get coached in every other area of our life. If we want to be great in sports, then we get coached in sports. But we don't even get taught proper financial literacy in schools. Our grammar schools don't teach real world skills when it comes to finances. Colleges don't even teach enough when it comes to skills that can be used on a regular basis to improve our financial lives. Most of us come out of school and we're still struggling with either bad credit or bad information and not enough information to understand how to build and develop ourselves. And so, after 20 years in business and helping over 25,000 individuals, we decided to do something about that. And so, what we wanted to do was to create a coaching formula, meaning that we can help move people from where they are to where they need to be. And so we created a program called Coach to Cash. We want to be able to coach you to get some cash. Now, the question is, how do you do that? It takes a really clear understanding first of where you are financially, where you are in terms of your credit life, where you are in terms of your credit score, and where you are in terms of your financial positioning, your income and the things that you do. And are you making enough money? And are you optimizing that money? And so once you get a really clear picture of where you are, then and only then can you create a game plan of where you're going. And so the struggle is that most folks don't even have a realistic understanding or even the mechanisms to measure where they currently are, because you're trying to figure out what metrics are you even using to measure where you are. And so that's where it starts, is taking the proper measurement. And so when we work with our clients in the Coach to Cash program, the very first thing we start with is an assessment of your credit profile and where you are and what else you need to be doing and where those weak spots are. The other thing that we've done very well in this program is create assessments. We create our own assessments that give you the different points that you need to measure. And so you can take this assessment, answer a few questions, and it actually gives you a score. And this score tells you, am I strong in these areas? Am I weak in these areas? So that you understand what things you need to focus on and you know where you need to concentrate your energies and your efforts. And that's the starting place. And once you have that, you would be surprised how much having a plan changes everything. Because when you have things to measure, when you have things that you know that you need to do, when you've mapped out the time frame that is going to take to actually achieve those things, and that time frame is not based on the Harry Potter magic wand. Okay, that time frame is based on input from experts that have been doing this, like I said, for 20 years and have helped over 25,000 people map out their issues and concerns. Let me tell you, these days, trying to have a plan is the most important thing that you can do. You know, either you plan or you simply plan to fail. And so I know there's another way that that's quoted, but basically that's the point. Either you get to planning or you just plan to fail. And so having people give you input on that plan, having another set of eyes, having another set of ears, having another brain help you to think through what you're doing and what you need to do based on seeing plenty of other people who have been through your situation. I'm telling you, it's absolutely eye-opening. And, frankly, I think that we kind of got sick and tired of people getting bad advice from bad sources. Again, social media is just inundated with people selling, just selling. And I cannot tell you that I feel confident that a lot of those people have your best interest at heart. A lot of those people, just because social media is so convenient, a lot of those people just sell you because now they have the megaphone to scream out to you and say, hey, come trust me and buy my product. And a lot of those people do not even have a website. A lot of those people do not have any type of information that they can give you that verifies that they have been very good at what they do. And so my fear is that, people just cannot filter through all of the noise and don't have experts that they can rely on. And in fact, a lot of people, sadly so, get their advice from family and friends. There is a big problem with family and friend advice when it comes to your finances, because chances are that that advice is loaded with dysfunctions, probably their own dysfunctions, their own failures. So they'll be the first people to tell you, oh, you can't do that. Oh, that won't work. Oh, I don't know why you think that that's true. And it's because they have or may potentially have limited knowledge. So if it's not their professional wheelhouse, if they are not in the financial arena where you feel that they can properly advise you, be very cautious about family and friend advice. But unfortunately, family and friend advice is probably the number one place that people get their financial advice. In fact, I read a survey that said 35%, which is the largest percent of people get their advice from family and friends. And those people are not necessarily qualified to give them that advice. So the truth of the matter is, the reason that we get out here and we're on shows like America's Heroes Group is because we want to have you see our face, have you hear our voice, know that we can be trusted, put ourselves out there, and help to share our expertise, not just whatever product that we're selling, but actually share our information and share our expertise with the public. Because we want to make sure that as you are asking questions and we're giving you answers, that you can say to yourself, that person sounds like they know what they're talking about. That person's not just fast talking and talking slick. That person's giving me real and bona fide information about how I can develop financially. So, again, one of the programs that we're talking about, the company is Next Level Coaching, and Next Level Coaching has multiple programs and products because we help people in different arenas. Sometimes people are looking to develop their business credit. We help with that. Some people are looking to just be able to get funding for their own personal selves, whether they're trying to restructure their debt and not go into some of these bad programs. They just really want to figure out how they can restructure. Sometimes people are looking to just build their credit scores because they want to do everything at the cheapest rate. I am a strong proponent for low interest rates and better lending products. But in order to have that, you have to first start with your credit. So credit is just the door opener for so many things. You have to keep in mind that we are in a capitalistic society. And I'm going to tell you, it is going to probably get more challenging when it comes to the wealth gap, meaning that because we're in such a capitalistic society, the top of society is going to be gouging and trying to get money. And those of us in the middle or even the lower ends of society. Just good old middle America is going to have to do a much better job of managing our finances, managing our money, understanding how to be more financially savvy, and understanding how to optimize and put all of our resources to improving our own conditions. I'm definitely not going to be waiting for the government to save me. I'm not going to be waiting for somebody to give me a handout. That just does not calculate and compute in my head. And so I want to empower people through financial literacy. But the Coach to Cash program takes it one step further. It's not just empowering you with information, it's helping to customize your approach. And that is what I see is generally missing from all of the programs and products that I see out there. People are just, putting information out there, but that information is what I would consider general advice. General advice does not work for everyone. I'll give you an example. If we're here, I'm in Chicago, and someone said, Lisa, how do I get to Las Vegas? And I just told them, drive straight south. Straight south is not going to get you to Las Vegas from Chicago. You need much more specific details and information. So you have to be very careful with general advice, especially when it comes to our finances. If you're in the stocks and I told you to sell, you're going to go, well, my stock is doing well, I'm not going to sell. Of course not. You're not going to follow general advice when it comes to something like that, right? So the truth of the matter is that you need more specific advice. And so we made sure that we developed a program that allowed, in the process of you learning and you getting what we would consider some self-help as part of the program, actual video platform that you can log into where there's videos and resources that you can download and information that you can read to give you further advisement. That is great, but you also need that personal touch, somebody to see you, someone to see your situation, and to take the knowledge and expertise that they have and apply it to your particular situation. And so that's the goal with Coach to Cash, is that, if you want to be coached to be able to get some cash, because the almighty dollars, where is that, right? That's what everybody's out there running to catch. Well, I just want you to be comfortable. I just want you to live well. I just want you to execute a program and on a platform that can help you grow and develop for whatever it is that you want to do, not based on everybody else's standards, not based on, oh, this is promises to make you rich. But no, this is a promise to help you do the best you can and take control of the things that you can, and to get clear and concise advisement about what you can do to improve your personal situation. And so that is what Coach to Cash is about. That's what the company Next Level Coaching is about, working with people to build and develop a better self, a better process, a better system. And we're big on systems. So systems are what most companies put in place, because through systems, you understand, okay, if I follow a system, I should get from one place to another. And if I don't make it to that next place, if you're implementing a system should give you a clear idea of what went wrong, because you should be able to look back and say, what part of the system did I not implement? Or what part of the system Did I perhaps overlook or skim or not put the effort in, right? But when you have a good, clear system, that helps you to do that. For our company, we have a couple of systems that we use, a couple of financial processes, a couple of philosophies that we implement. And those philosophies really help us to guide not only ourselves, but to guide our clients in terms of how they're moving forward and making sure that they have the right understanding of how they need to look at all of this. Because, financial challenges can be so varied. But if you have a clear cut roadmap, it really does help people figure out where they are. So one of our roadmaps that we implement is called the 10 credit building commandments. And the philosophy behind that is just really helping people to understand how to use credit as a wealth building tool, not using credit for debt, using credit as a wealth building tool. And so, what do I mean by that? Most people, the first thing they think about when they think about their credit is they think about debt. Well, credit, when you have good credit and a high credit score, it's not about debt at all. There's plenty of pieces of credit that you can get that do not put you in debt. So let's just say, for instance, I gave you a $10,000 credit card right now. The question is, are you in debt? Well, if you don't use the credit card, then you absolutely are not in debt. However, you are building credit because that credit card company is going to report to the bureaus every month. And they're going to say, hey, Lisa's doing great. Lisa hasn't maxed me out, and Lisa's not running up a bunch of debt. Great. And you're building credit. That's what we mean when there's a system in place that you have the understanding, because you're part of this philosophy, that my credit should be used for wealth building and not for debt building, that you can have credit without building debt. And that should be your goal. Credit should be something that you have there for when you can, or when you want to buy things that you cannot buy cash. Most of us don't have enough cash sitting around to buy a house. You're going to typically need credit for that, right? Most of us don't have enough cash to buy a new car, maybe a used one, but certainly not a new one, right? So there are things we need credit for. You have to prepare now what you need to do with your credit in order for you to be prepared in the future for what you want to use credit for. So the point is, if you start preparing now, which is, a large part of what we're doing with the Coach to Cash program, is we're coaching you for now. What do you need to do now to get yourself in that position? In that position, meaning the position where I have great credit scores, I have available credit, bankers love the way I look, and the things that I want to do, I'm able to do. And in that process, what are some of the issues that I need to deal with? And how do I need to deal with those issues to get them gone? Not magically disappeared via credit repair. No, actually resolved and not in the way. And that realistic advice is probably the number one thing, especially in the credit industry, that I feel people are missing. People are just missing an honest assessment of what is going to happen with these things that are on my credit report. What do I need to do about these things? Are there things I need to fight? Are there things I need to pay or settle out? What things are likely to go away? When will they go away? What things should I not expect to go away? And I got to grab the bull by the horns and deal with. How can I build credit wherever I'm at? And what types of credit is good credit? What types of credit is bad credit? How do I need to build and develop myself? What do you think about certain moves that I want to make? Am I in a position to do it? So many people don't even know what lenders they should go to, what banks they should deal with. And believe me, that is not just universal, good for everyone. I can go to these certain banks. Certain banks don't want to see you. Certain banks, you do not fit their profile. Certain banks, you will be eternally disappointed because you've left your money sitting there and they still won't give you a credit card or give you a loan. It's because you don't fit their profile. Is anybody talking to you about that? Is anybody helping you understand those things? So if you're not getting the right advice, if you're not getting the right guidance, you will go down the wrong road. Because when that fork in the road comes, you have to make a choice. And if you choose the wrong direction, it's going to take you quite some time to, one, figure out that you're going in the wrong direction. Two, fix it. Fix it so that you don't have to keep going in that direction. So that rather than additional time being taken for making that mistake, you don't have to make that mistake when you get expert advice. So for us at Coach to Cash, we try to give you expert advice so you're not going in the wrong direction. Okay. So one of the things is I tell folks all the time, it's real easy to check me out. Go to coach2cash.com, coach2cash, all one word.com, and you can understand more about what that program entails. But the truth of the matter is, don't keep looking to do this by yourself because you don't have to. You don't have to figure it all out yourself and do Google searches, which is going to give you mostly sponsored results, meaning that the first results that you see are going to be people who are just trying to sell you. They pay for those spots. Those are not necessarily people who you can trust to be the best resources for you and to give you the correct answers. We wanted to come here because we believe in the mission. We believe in the mission of America's Heroes Group. And we want to be part of a place that helps guide people and helps bring valuable information to people and helps provide a place that you can trust when you're getting the information that you're getting. So that is why we're here. And so the goal is, again, to get better guidance, get better direction, get expert advice, get coaching, learn the help you need, get access to assessments and things that help you measure and reveal to you what your strengths and weaknesses are beyond just what someone tells you. But at the end of the day, all of those resources should come together to move you in a better direction. And you should be able to measure those results, measure that progress. And so at the end of the day, that is what we're looking to do, to help you measure that and to be a resource for you. I think that my time is wrapping up. And with that being said, just want to reiterate again, you can visit us at Coach, COACH, 2TO, Cash, CASH, coach2cash.com. My name is Lisa Gavin, and I can tell you just a quick little bit about myself. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I started in higher ed. So my intentions were always pure. I had college students that I was teaching and developing. And then I also was the director of alumni relations for my university. So I managed communication with all 50 something thousand plus graduates at the time. And, I've always been interested in bringing quality services to people. And so even though I've been in my own business for 20 years, I follow the same model. I want to bring quality help, support, services, and education. education is probably very big for me, not only coming from the college environment from higher ed, but having a mother who was a child care expert for 40 years of her fantastic life. And so I think it's just ingrained in me to want to educate. And so we certainly hope that through our programs, that you can get a chance to check us out and learn more about how we go about helping people.